The action of the movie starts in a big nightclub, where a lot of people gather to relax and enjoy dancing. The main character works there too, a smiling girl named Hanny. The party is quite raucous and a lot of people visit the bar. While pouring drinks, Hanny dances a little, watching the movements of the crowd. The heroine is approached by her friend. Gina reminds her that soon they will be able to have a good time and asks her not to linger in this terrible place. Hanny does not understand why the girl criticizes her work, because thanks to her they can safely drink and dance in a prestigious club. Finally, the time of work ends, and the heroine together with Gina goes out on the dance floor. There the girls notice Katrina, a professional dancer. At the heroine's request, the DJ changes the music. Gina moves to the center and begins to dance incendiary to the crowd's applause. Even Katrina fans pay attention to the unusual and attractive movements of the heroine. One of the visitors of the club even shoots her dance on video. Having finished, Hanny, along with her friend, goes to the exit. Gina tells the heroine that she definitely has talent. Unexpectedly, Hanny encounters Katrina, who communicates with the heroine in a very unfriendly way. However, Gina takes revenge for her friend. Near the club, the heroine notices some pretty young guys who are cool dancers. Hanny invites the group to attend her hip-hop class, which causes a lot of laughter. Out of everyone, only young Raymond agrees to attend the dance class. The teens run away as soon as the police appear from around the corner. The next day, Hanny comes to the basketball gym, where a small court is freed for her. The heroine conducts a lesson, attentive to all members of the group. Suddenly Raymond, his older brother Benny, and the rest of their company appear in the hall. Hanny tries to teach the teenagers simple movements to the count, but they start laughing again and leave. Raymond apologizes for his brother, which makes the heroine sympathetic. After the class, Hanny's mom, Connie, slightly condemns her daughter for teaching hip-hop rather than ballet at a prestigious studio. The heroine's father reacts more favorably to her dancing and agrees to drive her to the audition. However, Hanny suffers a setback. It turns out that the open auditions were held until noon, and now it's time for the professional dancers. Hanny tries to explain that she has worked before, but no one wants to make concessions. The action shifts to Elise Productions. CEO Michael Elise watches the videotape from the club and pays close attention to Hanny's movements. In the evening, a huge crowd gathers again at the club. Behind the bar, Michael approaches the heroine and asks her to dance for him. At first, Hanny refuses, but then she recognizes the man and realizes that he is really a director in a large company. Before leaving, Michael gives the heroine a business card of the studio. The next day, very nervous, Hanny calls the number, but they talk to her rather coldly. Gina tries to support the heroine. During the class, Hanny is approached by a basketball player named Chaz. The heroine talks to him amiably, but reminds him that she is busy. After class, Raymond thanks Hanny for her work. The boy comes to see his brother, but he chases him away. Benny and his company are involved in selling illicit goods under the bosses of the older boys. Hanny comes home depressed and turns on her voicemail. It turns out that Michael left her a message and invited her to audition in 2 days. Before the dance, Hanny is very nervous and goes to a large room where the choreographer choreographs a dance to a new song. Michael doesn't like what he sees, so he invites the heroine to the stage and then actually offers her the concept of a dance at the club and asks her to come up with some moves. Hanny asks one of the guys to help her and improvises. Michael likes her idea, which infuriates the choreographer. Hanny passes the audition and decides to celebrate with her friends. The heroine wants to arrange an unforgettable birthday party for Gina, to hire a limousine and go to Atlantic City. Suddenly, a new music video is shown on TV, featuring Hanny. Raymond sees it, and Benny notes with surprise and warmth that the heroine used one of his moves. The girlfriends cheer Hanny on, and their fun is watched by Chaz. The next day, Benny brings his younger brother to class. Raymond gets very upset when he learns that Hanny can't make the class because of her new job. The heroine stars in another music video and soon receives a check for a large sum of money. Michael invites Hanny to the club tonight to discuss some things. Gina is upset that the heroine doesn't want to take her along and asks her to be careful with a man who is clearly in the mood for more than just a business meeting. At the club, Michael decides to promote Hanny and offers her a job as a choreographer. The next day, the heroine runs into a sad Raymond. The boy tells her that his mother told him to cut his hair. To support Raymond, the heroine decides to go to the barber shop with him. Inside, she unexpectedly meets Chaz. The guy talks to the boy very nicely and promises him a wonderful hairstyle. In addition, Chaz often jokes about the fact that he is very sympathetic to Hanny. When the heroine returns to pick up the boy, she sees that he is very pleased. Chaz invites Hanny to dinner, but she cannot choose a free evening. Then the guy asks her to call when she has time. When Hanny leaves, Chaz's co-workers jokingly pray that things work out for him. The heroine sits outside with Raymond and learns that he doesn't know when they're coming for him. To support the boy, Hanny offers to drink a milkshake. After the entertainment, the heroine takes Raymond home, taking him by the hand. Hanny sees that the boy lives very poorly and his parents do not care about him, but only yell. The next day at work, Hanny tries to put on a new dance. However, Michael remains unfazed by the choreography and says something is missing. Hanny finds inspiration in an unexpected place. The heroine watches the basketball players play and memorizes some of their movements, which can then be used in the dance. Hanny's innovations delight Michael, and he approves of her ideas. The heroine does not return home until the morning and falls asleep. She is awakened by Gina, who has taken time off work to choose a dress for a birthday party together. Hanny gives her friend the beautiful dress she was just given on the set. Gina gets upset and thinks that the heroine just doesn't want to go shopping with her because she is shy. Despite Hanny's attempts to explain everything, the friend leaves the house. Going outside, the heroine meets Raymond. The boy tells her that Benny did not show up at school, since his mom's suitor smashed his lip yesterday. Hanny promises to help and find him. Benny ends up at a Japanese restaurant. The boy is not very polite to the heroine, but she suddenly admits that she wanted to ask him something. It turns out that Hanny needs an assistant to shoot a Twit music video, and she was going to invite Benny. The heroine puts only one condition: the guy must stop skipping school. Benny agrees and together with his brother gets on the set. Hanny prophesies a good future for the guy, but he is sure that everything depends not on talent, but on simple luck. At dinner, the heroine offers Michael to use in the new video clip of the children with whom she is engaged in dancing. In the evening, Hanny runs into a merchant who tells her that Benny hasn't shown up at his place for a long time and needs to talk to everyone. The man starts to threaten the heroine, but the unexpectedly appearing Chaz intercedes for her. Hanny thanks the guy for his help and goes home. The next morning, the heroine faces a new trouble. It turns out that a pipe burst in the building where she was practicing with children, and now it will probably have to be closed. In the evening, Hanny decides to meet Chaz after all. The boy takes her to his barber shop and tells her about his life. It turns out that Chaz was led away from the dangerous path by his neighbor. The man offered him a job as a janitor for a small salary. Before his death, he bequeathed the premises to Chaz. Hanny reflects on what the purpose of her life is, after which she kisses the guy. The next day, the heroine notices a building for sale and writes down the phone number. Hanny decides that an old warehouse in a bad neighborhood would make a great dance school for kids who are poor and don't know how to express themselves. The heroine realizes that she doesn't have that much money, so she offers to pay part of the amount now and deposit the rest in 30 days. Hanny shows the children and their dance to Michael and elicits his approval. The man informs her that they have an important meeting waiting for them in the evening. Hanny realizes that the trip with Gina will have to be postponed. It turns out that in fact, Michael invited the heroine to the party. The man excuses himself by saying that influential people will gather there. Hanny is sad that Gina is celebrating her birthday without her. Unexpectedly, Michael compliments the heroine and almost kisses her. Hanny slaps the man and explains that they are only co-workers and friends. On Monday, the heroine has her final rehearsal before the shoot. Everyone remains delighted with her. Unexpectedly, Michael brings Katrina to the set and tells the heroine that he no longer needs children for the music video. When they find out, they are very upset, and Hanny feels guilty for letting them down. Benny goes back to his gang and steals the sneakers. Hanny faces a new problem. Because of Michael, she can't find a job. During another job, Benny falls into the hands of a police officer. Hanny realizes that she can't pay for the purchase of the building. Parents admit that they don't have that kind of money. The heroine reconciles with Gina and comes to her for support. Her friend asks Hanny not to stop believing in herself and her talents. While walking with Chaz, the heroine unexpectedly comes up with a plan. Hanny hopes that people will help her financially if they know she wants to open a dance school for children. Chaz finds a building for the charity event. Together with the children, Hanny sets up the premises and puts up advertisements. She also has help from the parents and Gina in this endeavor. Hanny visits Benny and asks him to come to her when he is released from prison. The boy refuses and thinks that the heroine's ideas are hopeless. Hanny then reminds him that his friends have never visited him, and that means it's time to change his priorities. Michael promises Missy Elliott to make a music video. However, the woman refuses after learning that the choreographer is not Hanny. The man comes to the heroine and asks for her help in exchange for buying a studio. Hanny, however, refuses and says she intends to earn her own money. Benny comes to the rehearsal and finally recognizes the heroine's talent. The day of the charity event comes. The dance of the children impresses all the spectators. After the performance, it turns out that to support Hanny came and her parents, as well as the singer Tweet. The heroine still manages to open a studio, and she puts a dance in it for Missy's music video. This is the end of the movie. Thank you all for watching this video to the end. Give this video a like. Write in the comments what you think about this movie, and see you in new videos.